I know that Jenny Slate's funny. The book wasn't funny at all. Hi, my name's Elizabeth. Friends call me Liz. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag, which is pretty self-explanatory. Basically, I'm just going to answer some questions and freak out about the books that I've read so far this year. Without further ado, let's jump into it. So what is the best book you've read so far? I had kind of a hard time with this because I have read a lot of good books this year. The first one that came to mind was The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Basically, this woman wants to give up. Instead of dying immediately, she goes to this in-between place called the Midnight Library, in which she has the potential to pick any book or any story and then follow that potential path that she could have taken in her life. It's a really cool concept. I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. Through pursuing all of these possible different endeavors, she just sort of learns about life and how we live it and what makes life worth living. Next question, best sequel so far. I started rereading Harry Potter last fall and then finished it at the beginning of this year. So Harry Potter, they're so good. New release you haven't read but want to. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This was my June book of the month pick. I'm so excited and I will read this book. I'm saving it because I'm going to the beach at the end of this month, so I want to read it on the beach because it's a vibe. The mood must be right.
Most anticipated release published for later this year for me.
That was the question. Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. I read Normal People last summer and I'm currently in the middle of conversations with friends. By the time this goes up, I might have finished it. I'm so excited for this new book. I feel like I've been all over Sally Rooney TikTok and it's just like POV, you're a 20-something woman who doesn't know what she's doing with her life. That is my aesthetic. What am I doing with my life? Good question. Reading Sally Rooney. Next question. Biggest disappointment? I'm gonna have to say Little Weirds by Jenny Slate. This book was all over TikTok for me. I love Jenny Slate. I think she's hilarious. The book wasn't funny at all. I think it might have just been a little bit too weird. I listened to the audiobook, so maybe that was where I was wrong. I don't know what the pages looked like when she was reading it. I didn't understand the words that she was saying. It sounded like there was just no grammar. I think maybe I just had no idea what to expect going into it. I like to go into a book and not know what it's going to be about because I don't want to be spoiled. But this one, it was just too weird. Ugh, but a lot of people recommended it, so I don't know. Ugh, I'm scared. Don't come at me. Biggest surprise? Asada, the autobiography. I read this for school. I literally read this for a class. This was another 5-star read for me. The whole time I was reading it, I highlighted so many quotes. In the 1970s, she was a member of the Black Panther Party and she became the first woman on the FBI's most wanted list. And her story, it's insane. She experienced so much inhumane treatment. Despite everything she went through, she was so resilient and just still has faith and hope in humanity and our future. Favorite new author? I'm gonna say Dolly Alderton. I read Everything I Know About Love. I listened to the audiobook, but after I listened to it, I was like, now I gotta go buy physical copies and give them to all of my friends. She's just so funny and wise and just so genuine, and I love the way that she talks about life and love and growing up and being a young woman and navigating all of that. The next question is newest fictional crush. I don't have one. A lot of the books I've read this year have been nonfiction. I've read a few romances. They were all just kind of, I need a new fictional crush. I don't know what I'm doing. Newest favorite character? I don't know. Again, this was kind of a hard question to answer. I read a lot of nonfiction and I've reread a lot. So they're not new and they're not fictional. I don't know.
She's really good.
Book that made you cry? The Fault in Our Stars. Which is okay, it's 2021 and that's my answer. I did a whole video where I reread old John Green books and I did cry a lot. But I will say, I bawled my freaking eyes out, man. I knew how it ended, and I still, every time. Made You Happy, Love is a Mixtape by Rob Sheffield. I read this for another video where I read Harry Styles' favorite books, and there's this picture of him reading it shirtless, and it's really attractive. That's not why I read it. This book, it made me cry too, but it also made me happy. The most beautiful book you've bought this year. Shalamania, 50 Reasons Your Internet Boyfriend, Timothée Chalamet is Perfection, which I got at Five Below. I saw it and I was like, I have to own that. I'll do a flip through.
Yep, statistics. Look at me, it's Timmy T. About to hit him with the ZTST.
Truly the most beautiful book I've bought, not just this year, but ever. TBR by the end of the year. The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Oh my gosh, Lucy, if you're watching this, I don't know why I haven't read this book yet. I do this thing when I'm excited about books where I just don't read them because I'm nervous that they're not gonna live up to the hype. Or I'm like, oh my gosh, I know I'm gonna love it, but I like want to be in the right mindset and the right mood because I'm such a mood reader that if I'm not in the right mood to read a book, I won't like it, even if I might have liked it otherwise, if that makes sense. My friend Lucy lent me The Secret History, which is her favorite book. She lent it to me in August of 2020. It is now June of 2021. I have not read it. I read the intro or the, what's that called? Prologue, and I loved it, and then I got really stressed out, and then I just didn't read it. I'm gonna read it by the end of this year, and I'm gonna return it to her. Sorry about that. Favorite book to movie adaptation this year? I don't know if I'm allowed to say this because it hasn't actually come out yet. And I also haven't read the book yet, but I will read the book. It's My Policeman. And it's literally just because Harry Styles is gonna be in the movie. That's my only reason. But I'm gonna read the book. I will read the book before I watch the movie. Very excited. I think that's it. Those are all the questions. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. You can like the video if you want to. You can subscribe to my channel if you want to. You absolutely do not have to. I'll see you later.